The day before is back, baby.
The day before, the heads of the development studio behind this sure don't know when to quit, do they? And this is after announcing that they quit and after they shut down. Recall that the day before was announced as a post-apocalyptic open-world MMO survival that ended up being this utterly broken, empty scam of an
Yeah, as everyone with a brain who watched the trailer could have predicted. The trailer, the gameplay offered there was so obviously fake. I literally have absolutely no pity whatsoever for all the people who bought this and thought, yeah, this is gonna be good, this is gonna be great. No, it was clearly from start to finish a very visible scam. Oh my lord.
extraction shooter that was practically non-functional, and you can see that reflected in the reviews here. Overwhelming.
But they did make a absolutely great ass though. Man, if there's one thing that they did good, it's this spot right here, boys. It is what it is.
Negative at 15% from over 23,000 reviews. This game is no longer available for purchase. It's no longer even available to be played because it has officially shut down. On January 22nd, 2024, the game officially went offline 45 days after it came out. And because this game requires to log into a server to play, that means this game is no longer playable. So this is about as dead as a game can get. In fact, if you look at...
Good. I'm not gonna miss it. We have PWorld now, and that's actually good.
Steam numbers right now, you see that 0 players are checking this game out and engaging with it because you literally cannot play it anymore. And that is not mentioning the utterly deceitful marketing campaign and all of the red flags that indicated the day before was nothing more than an overhyped scam that led to disastrous results that nobody who looked into the situation did not anticipate. Or as fantastic...
I mean, did Yongya actually anticipate it? I'm pretty sure if he did anticipate, if he did think something could be potentially a scam, I'm pretty sure he would be absolutely too terrified to say that in case he's wrong. Or he would say that he thinks like that, and when he's wrong, he just deletes the video. I mean, there's always options for our boy Yongya. Good times.
Describes the situation. It's just a case of the shit happens. I kid you not.
True.
That was one of the responses to some...
Dude, that was the best tweet ever. Unironically, best tweet ever.
Somebody who could not believe that this game was hyped so much and was marketed in such a deceitful way. Now, let me remind you again that the game is dead and the studio has shut down. This was announced on December 11th, 2023, when they said, today we announced the closure of Fantastic Studio. And then they reconfirmed this on December 13th, 2023, when Fantastic said, we're closing. So what business do they have putting out a statement on...
Because they didn't... Well, they did close, but... Hey, I talked about this previously. They made $1 million or $2 million or something like that. They gotta pay like bandits. And everyone on the internet is, yeah, they closed down the studio. We won, guys, we won. And because you're saying that, no one's gonna investigate them. No one's gonna try to press charges against them because everyone is currently happy with them because they shut down. The reality is they made a couple of millions, and man, I covered this a month ago. Word on the street is the brothers that are behind this thing are already making their new mobile game with their new studio. As I predicted. As literally I said they will. Because it's not really hard to close down a business and then just start a new one. It's actually really simple.
January 24th, 2024, long after the death of the game and the studio itself. It's just kind of this out-of-the-blue statement that tries to gaslight people into thinking that Fantastic did nothing wrong and that it's all the fault of bloggers, as they call it, and content creators for misconstruing Fantastic's intentions and the nature of the disastrous game that they launched before killing it off. Here's what they tweeted earlier today. Recently, a lot of misinformation has emerged on the internet from supposedly anonymous sources. Fantastic provides an official response to...
What the hell does it even mean, supposedly anonymous sources. Are they talking about people who said that they interviewed people who worked on the game?
These statements. Why? Well, actually, there might be a good reason as to why. We'll get to that in a bit. But the statement itself was provided via this screenshot right here, which we can zoom into and check out first.
I hope that this is a GDP response.
I'm going to read through it and comment along the way. It begins as follows. Anonymous people allege that we deceived players. It's not an allegation, it is a fact. We worked hard and honestly on the game for 5 years, reads this statement. We didn't take a penny.
I mean, you should actually explain how they deceived players if you're gonna do this, Young. Yeah, you can't. Well, you can. Communism, China in the blood, you know what I'm saying? But you shouldn't be doing something like reading a like this and then just saying, ha 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 ha, you're wrong. You're kind of supposed to substantiate why these people are wrong. And, well, you know, in something like, we worked hard and honestly on the game. Oh no, not that. But wherever he started, it's not hard to prove that they completely misrepresented their product and tried to scam people. You know, you could do that.
Penny from users, didn't use crowdfunding, and didn't offer pre-orders. Even after the game was closed, we, together with a publisher, returned money to all players. Well, you did take money from players. This was a commercial product. You charged people money for this game, and you refunding them because you gave them something that was inadequate, especially compared to what you marketed, doesn't suddenly put you in a good light. That's
Yeah, no, I already have heard this dumb argument before. It doesn't make sense. So, first of all, they didn't refund anyone. As far as people are misrepresenting this so hard, honestly, here. They didn't refund anyone. People who wanted a refund needed to specifically go to Steam and ask for the refund. The refund window was extended past the 2 hours average that Steam allows you to do with that. But, bruh, you still need... The way he's speaking about it makes me think that he doesn't even know that they didn't actually refund anyone, that people needed to apply for a refund.
That's just the bare minimum you should be doing. Like if a thief steals money from somebody and then the thief gets caught and returns.
Yeah, this sounds like he doesn't actually know what happened and he's just trying to virtue signal. Oh, when a thief steals something and he gets caught, he's not returning the... What is his analogy gonna be? Let's just see.
Turns that money to the victim. That thief can suddenly go, I'm not a thief, I returned the money that I stole. But the company emphasizes...
Yeah, pretty close, honestly.
That they forcibly issued refunds to those who did not request them. How many companies return money like that? Well, not many, because they don't have to, because they don't ship a game in such a dysfunctional state that you cannot really even call it a video game. We're talking about a game so bad that it near universally got 1 out of 10s across media outlets who decided to check this game.
I mean, and Starfield got universally 10 out of 10 on almost every outlet. It kind of doesn't matter what, you know, magical outlets like The Gamer or IGN, or, well, IGN actually has become semi-decent recently, as much as I understand it, but, you know, Kotaku, that's right, Kotaku. Yeah, no one should care what they write in general. Is it a 1 out of 10 or is it a 10 out of 10? As far as I'm concerned, Kotaku is going to rate anything with pronouns a 10 out of 10, and anything without pronouns or diversity inclusions or trans issues or whatever is going to be a 0 out of 10. It's not a hard game.
Out and give it a proper look. They then say we are not a fly-by-night company. We've been operating since 2015 and have always conducted our business honestly, except there is history with this company, with other projects that they have abandoned shortly after things went awry. Next up, anonymous people allege that we deceived.
There's actually a lot of that. This company hasn't made one game and abandoned it. They actually have multiple games, more than 2, in fact, I think.
the investor. This is not true, they say. We still have a great relationship with our publisher. The closure of the day before did not affect our partnership. Since 2021, we've had a New Zealand venture called Matona Fantastic and a successful game, Prop Night, which has sold almost 1 million copies. Prop Night also co-financed the development of the day before. Wait,
Prop Night just destroyed itself, as we know at this point, because they were literally inept. The guys who were running the show, the Brothers Fantastic or whatever they're supposed to be called, they completely destroyed Prop Hunt.
Hold on, Matona Fantastic. This publisher was originally listed as just Matona, if I recall. I don't think it's ever been disclosed in the past that Matona has a direct relationship with Fantastic, the developer. It was believed that Matona decided to fund Fantastic, but it turns out Matona is just Fantastic. So this is like
first time I hear about this, but okay. I don't think that honestly matters.
A self-published venture. Like you can see right here on the official Matona Twitter page that the company was originally just known as Matona, but it would seem as though people did some digging around a month ago. So here's a Reddit post from December 13th, 2023 that discovered that Fantastic is Matona. Matona is not a separate entity and publisher from Fantastic. They're basically one and the same. And so this statement right here comes out and says that we still have a great relationship with our publisher, which is Matona Fantastic. Isn't that just basically saying we have a great relationship with ourselves? Like, I don't know what it's trying to say here. And then moving along, they address the fact that former employees have spoken out about the development conditions of this game and have spoken out about what went on behind the scenes. So the category here reads, anonymous former employees tell different stories about the development of the game. We're unsure whether these employees are real or not, says this statement, but we had excellent relationships with our team. Despite being a small indie company with a limited budget, we assisted employees with relocation and healthcare and helped some of them to buy equipment and with their mortgages and other personal matters. We offer an extra non-working day off each month, vacation pay and timely salary payments, along with the option of working remotely. Our low churn rate and the fact that half of those who left returned.
Isn't their churn rate absolutely off the wall, honestly, as much as I understood? Also, I mean, all of this sounds like a blatant lie, which is crazy.
To the company, demonstrate our positive work environment.
We heard about the employees. Man, it was an it was a disaster. Man, well, can you even call them employees if they themselves call them what did they call them? Inspired free workers? I don't even know what they called them. But they didn't pay a lot of these people. A lot of people working on this game actually did it for free. Kind of hilarious.
100% of the team did everything they could to make the day before a success. What this particular bit of the statement is referring to is, I believe, this video right here from ISBT Games that not only covers everything that happened and chronicles everything that happened surrounding the day before in great detail, but they've also spoken to sources, to employees or former employees who worked on this game and have gotten some quotes that indicated a less than ideal development environment. Somebody on Reddit decided to post a basic summary of what was described in that video. The Gotovsev's brothers fired everyone who offered any interesting and quite realizable idea. Gotovsevs could play any AAA game and urgently go to the general chat with the developers and write to make it like theirs. The working day of an ordinary coder was 18 hours and sometimes without days off. The game has actually been in development for 5 years and has a total of 500 gigabytes of material that is nowhere to be found because the Gotovsevs have abandoned everything and changed goals every time. The Gotovsevs have been or are about to start a new studio to create mobile games and are trying to bring in all of their fired employees. So the thing about the mobile game was correct. Also, by the way, people were commenting about this, people who actually understand computers and coding and whatnot. I said at the start that I don't think any of these people working on this game were even remotely competent, that they were stupid, they literally allowed themselves to be used for free and for no reason, and a rumor really quickly spread, as it always does, because communism and whatnot is awesome and all the evil CEOs are evil. Well, in this case, the CEOs are definitely evil and abusive and whatnot. True. But still,
people were trying to make out that the people who worked on this game were so good, so righteous. They wanted the best and they were trying really hard to make the game good, but the evil CEOs didn't let them. And well, people who actually understand game design commented on the fact that 500 gigabytes of material is literally nothing. Is 500 gigabytes of a game unreleased or whatever this situation constitutes as is literally nothing. That all the developers that this 500 gigabytes proves that the developers essentially didn't do anything in this game. So yeah, for everyone who is trying to sell that these developers were really good and tried hard and cried every night before they slept because blah blah blah. No, these developers were literally trash. They were incompetent, they were stupid, and they deserved what they got, essentially. That is the truth of the matter.
Employees. So yeah, not only do the developers who are speaking out against Fantastic paint a completely different picture than what Fantastic, who have proven to be untrustworthy, do, it turns out that Fantastic is looking forward to making another game and trying to hire people back. This is after the studio closure.
Yeah, I would do actually the same. This is not strange. If you're doing things like they are doing, well, obviously you're gonna try and hire the people back that previously agreed to work for 18 hours a day, probably multiple days a week, for no extra compensation. Yeah, I would probably also want to get those guys back. Even if they're bad at the job, at least they're gonna put their literal soul and blood into whatever they're doing, because they're just that dumb.
This is after them saying that they don't have the funds for Fantastic to continue and that they have to shut down operations, which explains why this statement came just out of nowhere after a studio shutdown. You wouldn't expect something like this unless the studio is planning something else, unless they are intending to pursue future ventures. And they believe that gaslighting us with such a pathetic statement will make us forget about the day before and just look forward.
I actually don't understand what's the point of even that. Most people will never even look into the new studio and will not care about it. I don't even understand what's the point of this statement, honestly. Am I missing something?
Or to their next game. They also seem to think by changing the name of their studio, by starting a new studio, this can all just be buried under the rug. But people will know that it's from the same people.
By the way, exactly as I predicted at the start of everything that happened. Hey, it is what it is.
As Fantastic, and the second they find out, all trust is going to be lost. Next up, they address who made money on the day before. Certain bloggers made huge money by creating false content with huge titles from the very beginning to gain views and followers, exploiting the lack of information about the game's development. Their actions triggered a gold rush among content creators due to the game's pre-release popularity. Now this is rich. They're saying we didn't deceive players, we didn't scam anyone, we didn't take money, it's the content creators who profited. All content creators did was make a living from the job that they do, which is to report on situations like these, especially when there are red flags everywhere. Everyone rightfully talked about this.
Ooh, someone does not want to take accountability that even if they report on something like that, they're still probably negatively impacting a couple of people. Ooh! Pussy. It is what it is.
Game, and everyone rightfully predicted that this would be a disaster, which is exactly what turned out to be the case. The gaming community is grateful that content creators jumped on this, saw the red flags, reported on them, and kept people in.
The gaming community doesn't care about a bunch of self-entitled people on YouTube saying, hey, look at me talk. Look at me be better than everyone else. The gaming community doesn't care.
Informed. Fantastic trying to paint the picture that the content creators who reported on this are the greedy, deceitful ones. Like how...
I mean, they are 100% right. I did multiple videos on this, fully well knowing that all that could be said about the situation has long been expunged. But man, it's still fun to talk about, and it gets a lot of views, and it gets subscribers. Man, they hit that nail right on the coffin. And Yongyak can try and pretend all he wants that he didn't do the exact fucking same thing, but he did. But he did. And so did everyone else on YouTube. Bruh, it is what it is. It is. Stop. Just admit it. Everyone watching knows that you only covered it because it got clicks. I mean, is there a single thing Yongyak covers on his channel that's not a popular current news event? No. Why? Because it doesn't get clicks and it doesn't get money.
Desperate do you have to be to put out a statement like this, to output such a pathetic attempt at gaslighting, and expect that people will look at this and go, oh wow, I see, you guys are the good guys. It's the bloggers and content creators who are the bad guys. Last but not least, they address why the content in the release game is not the same as in the trailers, and why was the game closed. This is rich. They say, we implemented everything shown in the trailers, from home improvements and a detailed world to off.
That is true, though. Well, almost everything. But that is true. You could drive a car. You could move in the game. Bruh. I mean, they did not lie about anything in the trailers. There were zombies. There were maybe weren't any hordes of zombies, but you know, there were zombies. On a technicality level, they are completely right, by the way, which is hilarious.
Off-road vehicles. We only disabled a few minor features like parkour due to bugs, but planned to include them in the full release. But aside from that, everything else we showed in the marketing material is in the game, they say. Any side-by-side comparison will highlight the huge disparity between what was shown during the marketing campaign and what we got as a final product. It's a night and day difference, and they never warn people.
Well, they didn't say it's gonna be 1-for-1. Okay, so this statement is essentially a legal thing. This statement is, hey, you saw that you can move a character in the trailer? Well, you can move a character in game. Is that true? Well, it is true. You saw that you can drive a car in game? Yes. Well, you can do that in the actual game. It's true. This is what this is. This is essentially a legal statement. And I know people are gonna misconstrue this, but it is essentially just a legal statement. You saw in the trailer buildings, well, the game had buildings.
Product. It's a night and day difference, and they never warn people about the bugs, about the fact that the final game was a completely different genre from what was marketed, the MMO survival shooter or whatever. That game doesn't exist. This is a broken extraction shooter with bugs galore. Just the basic mechanic of shooting is completely broken. When you shoot at zombies, it takes them like a second to react, which makes gunplay feel like complete ass. Moving around,
I mean, that's, you know, what did you expect?
The open world is a huge pain because of collision issues. From like a gameplay loop standpoint, there is no substantial gameplay loop here. There's no real game to play.
Whoa, Chief, whoa. I'd argue this is better gameplay loop than Diablo 4 currently has in Season 3. At least you don't have to deal with a bunch of traps that push you back and then you get pushed into a frozen projectile that explodes and you lose more control of your cat. I mean, I'm not saying the day before is better than currently Diablo 4, but it kind of almost is to a degree, you know?
It's just a bunch of mechanics and a bunch of like asset flip elements just stitched together. There's nothing really to do in the open world. Hell, even encountering zombies is so rare. All you do is kind of walk around the city, and it is just a boring mess of nothingness. To have the audacity, after everything, to say that we have only disabled a few minor features like parkour, and that aside from that, just about everything they showed in the trailers is in the game, is...
I mean, if you want to, this is the funny part. If you want to argue legality, they're completely right. They just disabled parkour. It's hilarious. In a couple of effects, but it is what it is.
I mean, a lack of self-awareness that indicates malicious intent at this point. They're not sorry about the way any of...
Bro, what do you mean malicious intent at this point? Do you only have a spine to say that this is a scam after they close down and no more bad things can happen to you? Like, come on, Yongi. Please.
this played out. They're not acknowledging any real wrongdoing here, and in turn they deserve absolutely zero sympathy. Oh, but this statement gets better. Remember the experiment where you're asked to count pink objects in a room and then recall the blue ones? You won't remember any. It's all about focus. The negative bias instilled by certain bloggers making money on hate affected perceptions of the game. Look at unbiased gameplay like Dr. Disrespect stream at release. Oh, you mean the guy who's scamming players with his NFT extraction shooter or whatever? Despite the initial bugs and...
NFT extract? Wait, what?
Oh, you mean the guy who's scamming... The negative bias instilled by certain bloggers making money on hate affected perceptions of the game. Look at unbiased gameplay like Dr. Disrespect stream at release. Oh, you mean the guy who's scamming players with his NFT extraction shooter or whatever? Despite...
I haven't heard about that. I mean, also, it kind of is rich coming from Young, yeah, a guy who is notoriously well known to take money from developers, make a video talking good about extremely shit games like the newest Avatar game, Frontiers of whatever. You know, the one that's absolute fucking garbage, that one, yeah. Young, yeah, took money from them. He has taken money from a lot of developers, as much as I understand it. And then he reviews the games in a very positive light because, well, he took the money, boy. And then after the contract expires, he deletes the video off of his channel. I mean, that's very brave of you to try and clap a Dr. Disrespect for some kind of NFT scam game now, when you yourself do things like this. There's a saying for this: something something stone, something something houses of glass, something something don't throw them.
Despite the initial bugs and server issues, he liked the game, which we fixed later, and the game received improved reviews over the weekend. No, it freaking didn't. Absolutely not. This is just another false narrative. This is just another piss-poor attempt at gaslighting that is just so laughable at this point. I can't believe they're even attempting to try to put any sort of positive spin on this. Unfortunately, the hate campaign had already inflicted significant damage. Fantastic did nothing wrong. We're being brainwashed by these bloggers and content creators. Trust in Dr. Disrespect's unbiased review of the game. By the way, after...
Trust in Young, yes, unbiased. Dude, if you take money from companies, I don't think you can... I don't think you get to say these things.
Sales closed. Many people wrote to us that bloggers had deceived them and they liked the game and they asked for access. We also heard that petitions were created to continue development, and on the black market, the game's price exceeded $200 and some even began to make their own mods.
The hell does it mean on the black market the game exceeded $200? I'm pretty sure if I go to a torrenting site and write in the day before, and I maybe can even find it. Probably, right?
And some even began...
Well, actually, I'm done with this. Anyway, that was our boy.
I'll see you guys next time.
Young
out.
Yeah. No, Young out. I'm sorry. Close enough. Close enough. Oh, and this is the next video. This is Quinn. Nice. Diablo 4. What a time to be a time, boys. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.